Let me demonstrate to you how market timing, the way we're doing it at Global Trader Club, can really help you with your trading, your consistency, and your profitability. Let's take a look. First of all, the Global Trader Club, in the members area, you will get the daily hours, which are the best windows of opportunity for trading. This is for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is for Thursday. We should have a video for this on Thursday. Yes, we should. There we go. Okay, so just need to refresh that. And each day has a specific overall trading hour period. But that's not enough anymore. At Global Trader Club, we have asset specific reporting. Let me demonstrate to you what that actually means. This is gold, and I have the same thing for the euro dollar, Bitcoin, SP 500, Dow Jones, Nasdaq. I can do this for any asset that we like. For example, for gold, yesterday, imagine knowing exactly when there's going to be sustained pressure, when there's going to be a trap-like reversal. Again, pressure or trap-like reversal. Imagine knowing when you're going to have a momentum push and when all of these things are going to happen during the day. This is Tuesday. Let's do Tuesday, for example, right? Let's do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? We're on Thursday. So on Tuesday, the daily hours for gold was here. These are UTC plus 3. I posted them on the 5th of July, 2 weeks ago. So that's Tuesday. Let's go to the 15-minute chart because I follow it up every day. So we'll see what's going on. Everything you see here, they're my own indicators. I'll talk about them later. You don't really need indicators if you don't want them. At the end of the day, our speciality is timing and knowing what will happen before it happens. Pricing, it's a bonus. So this is Tuesday. Now, as you can see on Tuesday, that's when the day starts. Market is kicking off from a trade hour going upwards into the other trade hours. And here, as you can see, let's get into further Tuesday. We have a news period and then the market just shoots to the upside. Let's see what I said for Tuesday in our gold specific cycle report. Now this was given to clients on the 3rd of July. It was printed on the 3rd of July and it was put onto the website on the 3rd of July. Once again, 2 weeks ago. There is no way in hell I can know what's going to happen in 2 weeks from now in the markets. Or is there a way to know? Well, if you calculate stuff like we do, you'll know. First of all, Tuesday was a peak day. Wednesday was a peak day. So on those days, I'm expecting the market to make some peak. That's good to know in advance, especially 2 weeks in advance. Let's see what happened during the day. Now remember, on Tuesday as well, if you take a look, the market is stabilizing here. This is the New York session. And these are trading hours. If you take a look at that, that's 12:30. On a Tuesday, I had a 12:45. So actually, let's make that 12:45. This is your 12:45. If you haven't watched my boxing video, watch it as well, because that's really helpful if you're trading with time and price. Now this is 12:45. And what am I expecting for gold during the day? Well, if I've got a trade hour at 12:45 and I have 10:50 to 2:25 on Tuesday, a momentum push. Well, that's good to know, isn't it? Because I've got a 12:45 time plus a momentum push coming in at between 10:50 and 2:25. And then I've got that continuation heading into a trap-like reversal from 5:15 to 6:30. So let's take a look. Where's 2:45? Guys, this is where 2:45 is. And market, as you can see, going to the upside. That's your push, and pushing all the way in into what hour? That's your 5 o'clock. I've got a trap coming from 5:15 to 6:30. This is 5:15, guys. This is 5:15. This is 6:30. And market, bang, reversing. A trap-like reversal coming in. And then I've got sustained pressure from 9:40 to midnight, which is pretty much the closing. What does that tell you? It means there's pressure on the price. So this thing falls all the way into 9:40 and stays there until midnight. There you go. That's the whole day written out like a map. What's going to happen in every time period. Isn't that great? Let's take a look at Wednesday, right? It might just be a coincidence that we got everything right. So let's take a look at Wednesday. Let's open this up again. So Wednesday, let's take a look at the regular overall hours for the day. Now, these are UTC plus 3, like I said, so don't forget, don't mix them up with your hours. You'll have to convert them to your hours or the exchange hours or whatever you'd like to trade hours at. So I've got 9 o'clock. Okay, so we've got Asia. Let's start with Asia, right? So I've got everything here, as you can see. Wednesday starts here. And then, what was it, 2:45, I think? That's your 2:45. To 3:15 and 10 past 5. 2:45 to 3:15. So the market is just there. All right, nice and easy. And then selling off into 10 past 5. That's your 5:15 right here. You can kind of like track it down here. It's 5:15. Then what do I have? Let's take a look at what's going on during the day. This is Tuesday, so now we're on a Wednesday. It says sustained pressure, trap-like reversal from 5:25 to 9 o'clock. Well, that's your 5:25. Market going into 9 o'clock. What's happening here? Market pushes up, immediately brings the market down. So this is a zone you don't want to be mucking around in, is it? It's a trap-like situation, so keep your nose out of it. Then what happens? I've got 11:55 to 10 past 1 sustained pressure. 11:55 is here. 10 past 1 is there. Okay, that's your 12:45. That's your 10 past 1 there. Sustained pressure. And then I've got this. What's that? 2 o'clock. Once the sustained pressure period is over, and my overall hours says, hey, next hour is 2 p.m. And if there is direction, it can possibly continue to 9:25. Let's see. Market rockets up to the next hours. But wait a minute. In the overall hours, we don't have this period. We don't have a 4 p.m. to 7:15 or 7:30 zone. You're right, we don't have. However, gold specifically does have. Why? because from 4:25 p.m. to 7:20 I've got a trap like reversal. Market from here just rockets down, trap like reversal. Look at that. Once that period is over, market shoots straight up. Where to? 9:15. Why? Because that is your 9:15. That's market timing forecasting at globaltraderclub.com.